everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. We are here today for an episode of Color Cubers. So, Color Cubers is hosted by me. It is my sort of challenge to use the Color Cube by Sarah Renee Clark. I am not sponsored. I just really enjoy using this Color Cube. There are two of these. If you need more details on the Color Cube, you can check my description box down below. So let's go ahead and pick a card, but I need to get a little bookmark here so I can find where I leave off. So let's go maybe toward the back here. Boop. Pull this open. See what we grab here. Something's gonna come out of here. Okay. So this is card 222, and it looks like we have this lovely apple flan situation going with some sticky looking sauce, maybe either like a marmalade or a jam or something probably for under the apples. So yummy. And the colors that I see are sort of a dark charcoal black, a more medium charcoal type slate color, a very warm yellow, reminiscent of like a butter. Then we have a medium orange and a deep kind of wine burgundy kind of color. But let's see how the colors are described. Oh, I guess I was actually pretty close. Charcoal, slate gray, marigold orange, and auburn. So here are your hex codes. If you're wanting to look these colors up online, you certainly can. I'm going to go into my stash and find all the things that we need to make a project. So let's take a look at the supplies that I have pulled. So for the charcoal, I'm thinking two things. Number one, there's a charcoal black tone in this mushroom that I drew, and there is charcoal in this book page, this nest with these eggs. Slate gray, I have this fun thick seam binding. Marigold, there is marigold in the color of this mushroom that I painted. Orange, I have this tiny little orange envelope, and then there's orange in this nest. And for auburn, auburn and burgundy to me are actually pretty much the same thing. So at least this depiction of auburn. So I have some deep burgundy deco art paint. So this is a bit of a different color situation, but I think we're going to be just fine with what we do. So I'm going to just set my card up over here out of the way. And I have this bit of scrap I think I'm going to use in the background. So I'll probably just glue it on here, and then we can start to build the piece. And I'm just choosing to use this scrap because it's here. And I just want something to give a little texture in the background. I'm also using up the rest of this old glue stick. So bear with me. So today we had a thunderstorm. We've had the wildest weather over the last sort of couple of weeks here in Ontario where I live. We've been in what's called a heat dome, so it's been like 100-degree or more kind of days, and it's a little unusual for here. Quite oppressive heat, kind of dangerous heat. Not so fun, but we've been finding lots of ways to stay cool. Going in the pool and splash pads, and generally just not overdoing things too much. Okay, so I think that will use up that. Stick this down. Get rid of, oh, no, not that, this old glue stick. Bring the new one over here. Okay, so then the next thing I think I want to do is I'm going to just tear out this nest. And my daughter had a little 4-H discovery day with her 4-H group today, so that was nice. I did a little tiny bit of thrifting, not very much. I did some grocery shopping, very exciting. I've been kind of feeling a little this week because I'm very sad about something related to one of our national treasures here in Ontario, and that is our Ontario Science Centre. So I'm going to give you my feeling on things because this is my channel. So this is how I'm going to deliver this to all of you is, so the Science Centre has been around for, I believe, about 55 years, and it's a wonderful building in a very lovely Toronto neighborhood, and it is the center of a community. It is an inspiring, wonderful place. It's just one of the best things that we have. It's one of our local shining stars, and we love it very much, as well as the staff who work there. So a few years ago, unfortunately, the voters in Ontario chose a Conservative premier, whose name is Doug Ford, and he allegedly, I'll speak in legalese for the fun of it here, practices quite a lot of cronyism, meaning that he essentially does a lot of development projects where a lot of people he knows, because he's very well connected, end up getting contracts to do things, and there's a lot of investigation but not a lot of action, kind of like a lot of politics in this world where we have a lot of criminals that are just running unchecked for no good reason, because I don't know, the world has turned into this weird place where there's like no consequences for bad actors or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to understand it myself, to be honest. So it was announced that this past, I believe, Tuesday, the 21st of June, that the Science Centre would be closed immediately, same day. And so for those of you in the know who live in this province or follow this province for any reason, you'll know that Doug Ford has had a plan for some time now, which many people are against, including myself, to move our Science Centre from its current exquisite building with its beautiful dome theater and its total character, from the Rainbow Bridge to honestly everything about it. It's where a lot of memories and joy have been made. So he has a plan to spend like hundreds of billions of dollars with his developer friends to redevelop the long time ignored former land, otherwise known as Ontario Place, to make basically like a $600 billion parking garage, and basically to spend, tons more than what it would cost to just simply repair our heritage building in the Ontario Science Centre. So they said that the concern is about snowfall from this upcoming winter potentially causing the roof to collapse all of a sudden. So that's their big concern, and they've now closed it same day, right at the beginning of the camp season, so parents are going to be scrambling to try to find out what to do with their kids, and I'm assuming the staff have all been probably laid off unless they were very critical to whatever this closure involves, and it's basically decided that they're going to be moving. And it's just one of those things that make me really grumpy, because I feel like a lot of times the way that these bad actors operate is to be able to get your own way in a situation, you have to starve the beast, you have to break the thing, right? So that's essentially what they did. When I was there last, only a couple of months ago with my daughter, had a wonderful day. But there was a weird thing going on with the main building where the roof is apparently collapsing, was open, and then for, you know, whatever reason, the bridge to the other building, which actually houses the majority of the Science Center, so I'm not exactly sure why the one building having a roof issue has closed the entire Science Center, because that main building at the front, it only houses the big globe movie theaters, like the IMAX theater and the ticketing booth, essentially. So yeah, they've closed it, and that's that, I guess. And so when we went, the Rainbow Bridge was closed, and there was a note that they had actually successfully raised the necessary funds in order to do that work, but because of the pending decision about the move of the Science Center to the Ontario Place property, all of the repairs and everything were all put on hold. So, like, I don't know. I'm feeling very grumpy this week about several things, that being one of them. Because, you know, it's like right before camps for a lot of parents in that area, and it's also kind of about accessibility. Like, this new location that's been chosen is not going to be as accessible to many of the people who enjoy the Science Center. So what shall we do with this paint? I'm trying to decide. I just want to, like, yeah, that'll be very good for shading, I think. We're going to go with a bit of a light hand here. And we're going to add shading to this brown paper with silver stitching on it. And just kind of go right on up to the mushroom bit. So yeah, I'm feeling very grumpy about that. And I'm sorry to, like, bring, you know, political things into it, but I don't know. I don't really think it's political. I think this is like stuff we can all appreciate, right? Whenever you see a heritage building not being treated like our ancestors would always have treated a heritage building, because of just the way the world seems to be running these days, I think we can all appreciate that. I think the only people who agree with this are the people who are politicians and will benefit from its decision. I really don't know of many people who are on board with this. So I glued that little envelope closed on purpose because I want this to just be a tuck spot, but I don't want the envelope to be open. I think that will be easier. I don't want to have a double tuck spot. I just want one. I'm just going to kind of go around here. My daughter is showing me, let's show the camera. She's making these lovely lava lamps.
I made two, one for me, one for my mom.
Thank you. This is beautiful.
This is also for my daddy.
Very nice, love. Okay, sorry about that. We're just cleaning up the, or not cleaning up, but setting the oil lamp there aside the lava lamp. That was something that she was doing at her Discovery Day today, and so they gave her stuff to bring and to do another one. It's a fun little process with like oil and water and food coloring and Alka-Seltzer, I believe. I was sort of wondering, why do you have Alka-Seltzer in your bag? And so she explained the whole thing to me. It's super cute. Okay, so let's just fill in kind of, you know, roughly, but not too roughly, around here in these white spaces with a bit of the red. Okay. Let's get rid of the excess paint. Then I think I just want to kind of mix this texture a little bit, or not mix it up, but like mess it up a little bit in some way. And do I have my alcohol bottle? Yeah, give me one sec. Okay, so let's see if we can't make this color just a little more interesting. And then I have another little idea after that. So first we'll just lay a bit of paper down here. Now I have this mixed media art acrylic art spray from Marabou in the color red orange, and I'm gonna see if the sprayer works. These sprayers, they can be a little difficult. They often don't really work, to be honest. Yeah, they don't. What happens is the sprayer gets clogged and it's just a whole thing. So I'll try spraying it with a bit of alcohol, which I know I got some on there, it's fine. Let's just see if I can unclog that sprayer. It's gonna give it seems like it is kind of, see that we're getting a little bit, but not enough. So I'm just gonna take the sprayer off and just kind of like do a little splattering with it. We'll see if that gives me the effect I'm looking for. Not really. I wonder if I can use another sprayer on it. I don't actually know. The other thing I've been told is you can push the sprayer and get nice blobs from these, but we're experimenting a little. How else would I want to apply a bit of this orange? Let's think. I could use a splatter brush. I wish I had my dropper, my eyedropper, but I don't know where I put it. Maybe I will do a little bit of, shall we splatter? Oh, decisions. What if we used this? And instead of doing full splatter, we just kind of move it around a bit. And then I wanted to see how the alcohol would change the acrylic paint, if at all. Then we could kind of swirl this into the alcohol a bit, maybe, if we can pick some up. Yep, there's some. Okay. Because see, the alcohol kind of, like, it thins things out and gives you some blending options. I don't just get like hard, you know, specks of this. But I might try to get a few on the mushroom, but I don't want to lose all the orange, because, you know, that's the color that we're working with. So I think that's good for that. So yeah, if you do buy these kind of mixed media sprays, just know that it's probable that your sprayer will stop working. I know, like, even Tim Holtz mentioned with his new Spritz product that, like, it's anticipated that it will stop working because, you know, in order to have a spray or a spritz, you've got to have like a little tiny opening, and it's really hard to maintain it, you know. But so they're selling like replacements. And I think the other part of his comment was he wanted to try to keep like the price, the MSRP, lower on the product in general. So hopefully the replacement sprayers for those will be affordable. Okay. That's about dry. Now, the other thing I want to do, there's a couple more things before we're done here. Set this aside. Set these aside. We're done with that. Get rid of this yucky paper. Now, I've got this picture left over from that nest. And what I'd like to do, these are a couple of thrushes that are here. I would like to glue this page down onto a bit of a sturdier paper. Let's see, this scrap here. Just glue this down. All right, so this has been glued down onto some scrap. Now I have this Lumicolor Staedtler marker. I'm just gonna go over the edges of these leaves with it. It's like a reddish orange kind of color. Just to add a little definition here. Okay. It's going to add a little speckling with the same little marker on the envelope. Okay. So now I'm going to cut out this one bird. Okay, good. And then we got to go in around the foot. And this will give us more of the blackened charcoal. And also the speckling on the belly kind of goes with the envelope there. And I think I want to glue that on there just as like a little decoration on the envelope. So I'm just going to ink the edges up with a bit of black soot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and we'll have that bird kind of coming out the side like that. Just gotta glue all the little bits, the tail, the legs. Okay. There we go. Now, I think I just want to add a little to the speckling on here again. Then I'm actually going to take this black. This is Distress Oxide, okay? And I'm going to come in just on top of this because this paper has some texture to it. So I'm not going to lose all the color, but just some of it in the background where I've added the paint. Just to add another layer here. Okay. Then, because this is oxide, I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of coffee. First, I need to lay out a couple pieces of paper. I'll move my card out of the way so we don't color it. Okay. Not too much, just a bit. That's good. So just give it a moment to just sort of touch the oxide a little, decide what it wants to do. I'm seeing a bit of, see this color here? I like how that's all kind of working together. And the longer I leave it here for just a moment, it's going to do a little bit more work. Okay. So I like what I'm seeing now. So we'll come in and we'll dry this with the heat gun. And I can also splotch it a bit if I want to get rid of the big bits. We'll just see how it goes. So come in, we'll get the coffee up off the bird a little bit, and over here a little bit. Just the bigger kind of splotches that take longer to dry. Okay. So now that's essentially dry. Let's get rid of the paper here. And then again, I'm going to come in and I'm just going to add oxide on the edge as an outline to the whole tag. All right, now all we have left is stitching and adding that slate gray. So up here, I'm just going to cut a piece of this, and that's going to be my topper for this tag. I just have to decide if I want to have a bit of a jiggity jaggedy bit. Yeah, I think so. That will be good. The other option I do have is I have this other bird, and I'm thinking of fussy cutting the bird and possibly putting her in that nest, because that could be kind of cute. But I would get rid of her legs because she's not going to stand on these eggs, right? She'd kind of be sitting off to the side there, because we don't want to lose the eggs. We want to see them. So would she, oh, you know what? Maybe she would sit, hold on. If I bring this, I don't want to bring it down too much because I don't want to cover the leaves. There. Could she sort of sit on the edge of the nest and come up onto that gray a bit? Like so. Or should she sit over here? I think she's more visible if I put her up there. So I think what I'll do, I will glue the back of this so I can place it. Right where I want it to be. And then I'll probably stitch it first and then add her because I don't want to stitch over her. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that has been stitched around. Now let's just glue down this little bird friend here. Kind of draws your eyes down onto the nest. Then I think I'd like to add a little of this washi tape because I think the only color that I'm not seeing as well represented as I'd like is the yellow. And I think I'll just put a little bit right there. This I think is a sticker washi. I can't remember. Let me see. Is it a paper? No, it's a paper. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Right there. I don't know if I could find like a cute bit of words maybe to put on there. Let me see. Something small and relevant. Sky blue eggs. Nope. Not quite. Just as the sun was setting. All the birds. Well, that's yellow too. Not quite that yellow though. Not the right yellow. I think I'll go with just as the sun was setting. It's kind of a nice little general, you know, for many a joyful day. That's kind of cute too. Yeah, maybe that one actually. I like the color. Sort of goes better with the project. It's from a very, very old book. That's good. Okay. That's glued down. That's glued down. Feeling good now. Okay, that's good. So yeah, that is my project for today. So I'll show you again. So this is a big tag, some mixed media there, using some of my collage fodder that I make on my Patreon on that mushroom. So this is a tuck spot. So here is our project for card number 222. That was a lot of fun. It definitely went in like all sorts of directions that I didn't necessarily plan for. But yeah, if you give this a try, let me know. If you have a YouTube channel or an Instagram, let me know, and I will definitely link to you in the description. I've linked to a few others already that are there. You should check them out too. And until next time, thanks for joining me for the Color Cube, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.